with an eye toward doing that is called SSRM tech. Semantic Stimuli Reaction Measurement Technology. It's a set of techniques that was developed by a late Russian scientist named Igor Smirnov. Even after Smirnov died, some authorities in the West were still interested in trying to develop SSRM tech, because Smirnov promised that his techniques were better than a polygraph for being able to help identify what people's true thoughts were. For example, whether or not they were terrorist collaborators and whether they were planning attacks on the public.
How can a machine distinguish a terrorist from a vacationing traveler? By testing a subject's involuntary response to subliminal messages. The idea is that every traveler will be tested before being cleared to board a plane. The way it works is that while waiting in the screening line, a traveler will step inside a small booth and be told to stare at a video screen. Seemingly innocent images will begin to appear. But embedded in those images are subliminal words like Osama bin Laden, World Trade Center, plastic bomb, explosion. The traveler will press a button in response to the words without consciously registering what he or she is looking at.
The idea is that the person's unconscious does recognize and process those words, and that they will affect, in a way that the subject doesn't realize, the responses he or she may then give. According to Smirnov, this was a way for being able to identify what that person really thought.
The theory is that the terrorist's response to the scrambled words will differ from the innocent person's.
The technologies that are coming along are going to have huge implications in both law enforcement and in military applications.
But theoretically, the same technology that protects us could also be used against us.
One scary possibility that we would have to guard against is that, is it possible that hackers of the future could somehow manage to peek inside our own heads?
There may be reason to be concerned.
I'm Cheryl Welsh. I'm a human rights activist and a mind control victim.
Starting in the 1960s, people began claiming they were victims of mind control. As recently as 2007, prestigious publications like the Washington Post investigated claims by a growing number of victims that the government is trying to control their minds. Cheryl is one of them. Cheryl believes she became a targeted individual, a TI, in the 1980s, when she walked into an Army recruiting office to see if she qualified for college tuition money. She decided not to enlist. And that's when she claims the strange mind control phenomena began.
Basically, the hearing of the voices, the manipulation of all your electrical equipment, the clicks on the phone, the reading your thoughts, the reading your mind, seeing what you're seeing.
Could Cheryl's claims and those of other TIs be true? And if so, how would the government be controlling their minds? Many of them, including Cheryl, point to electromagnetic and microwave mind control weaponry.
Everybody agrees your mind is an electrochemical system. It works on electric signals, magnetic signals, and signals from the outside. They know this can mimic, disrupt, or interfere with signals in the body.
John Alexander is a retired U.S. Army colonel and Pentagon advisor on non-lethal weapons. His 1980 article, The New Mental Battlefield, published in the Army Journal Military Review, is cited by Cheryl and other TI victims as proof that the government is carrying out mind control experiments. However, he denies any government wrongdoing.
I'm very familiar with the conspiracy theorists on mind control and what they state. The biggest question I'd ask is, why them?
Why them indeed? Religious leaders and political leaders have been trying to enslave the minds of normal, everyday people since the dawn of man, to great success.